see exactly what happened looking downfield, so just assuming he got hit in the head or something, just asking guys. That's what we thought, and so you're a little nervous about that. And then when he got to the sideline, they quickly told me it was a stinger, and when stingers happen, you never know how long that'll take. Sometimes they take throughout the week, sometimes they take a couple minutes, and so we had to continue to drive, so you're trying to call plays, get ready for Sam, and then I got told a few plays later Brock was good to go, so I left pretty fast.
Did he get evaluated for concussion?
I don't know. They took him into the tent. I'm sure they would have, but ended up being a stinger.
Any idea on the severity of demo, or was that just because you were at the end?
No, it was at the end. I mean, not sure. He got stepped on. So I mean, he's sore there. We'll have to look at it tomorrow. I'm not sure about the ankle, and that's it.
Obviously, Christian, maybe a rundown of things to say about it. But like a game like that today, he keeps joining, history, moving up the ranks and stuff. What has he meant to this team this year?
I mean, it means so much just how good of a football player he is. I think that's the most obvious answer I could give. Everyone sees it, and it's when he touches the ball, when he doesn't have the ball. Jeez, bro. When he's blocking, when just carrying out his fakes, everything. The type of guy he's been, the way he works, the way he prepares, how well he takes care of his body throughout the entire offseason, throughout every single day. So he's as committed to his job as any person I've ever been around, and he's also one of the best players I've ever been around.
Kyle, he's talked about how upset he was about missing games the last couple years with the Panthers, and how even when you guys traded for him, he was intent on playing in that first game against the Chiefs. I mean, for a lot of reasons, but that was part of it. He wanted to not miss games. Do you remember that? I know you were talking about that conversation where you told John afterwards, like, okay, sounds like he's playing. Do you remember kind of what his message was to you about wanting to play that game?
I mean, then he just wanted to play in that game. I know what you're getting at, but I mean, that's how he feels every single week. And Christian, I mean, when you have some tough injuries, and the way he came out in his career, and I might mess this up, but I mean, he was unbelievable. I think his rookie year, and he had some tough injuries. But he's the first one to, if I ever insinuate that, he'll bite my head off and explain exactly why it happened, when it happened. He'll say it has nothing to do with wear and tear. I did it in the first month of a season. I did it right on this. It was because this guy hit me in this spot, and like he is. And so don't insinuate that to him. That's what's cool about him. I mean, he wants to prove everybody wrong all the time, and he's usually right. So it's good for him.
How was the significance of the division title?
I mean, our number one goal was to get in the playoffs, and we got that last week. Winning this division, getting it last year, getting it this year. I mean, it's huge. It's we just want to get in the playoffs. When you win your division, it's a much better road in the playoffs, and I know the guys were pumped about it. But now our biggest thing is making sure we got 2 home games and trying to get a bye. So that's what we're focused on now.
Whether it's accuracy, creating plays out of structure, pushing the ball down the field, what do you think Brock's best trait for your offense is? Like, what trait of his helps take your offense to another level?
That he can see the whole field. There's nothing that he can't do. He has a poise out there. He can see it. He can react. When he doesn't have the time for stuff, he reacts and finds a way to get it to just a check down and try not to take a sack, or he creates and can get someone off schedule. He's had great command of our offense and just running it, but also the amount of plays he makes throughout these 2 years has been as many plays of any quarterback I've ever been around on how much he does. So he's been a stud.
How cool was it to watch him do this in front of his family and friends, and then he leaves with the injury, and there's literally Purdy chants echoing throughout the stadium, and you're away.
Yeah, I bet that was real cool for him. I mean, just at the end of the game when, it was there at the end, it was a few scores, and to be able to hear that, it was cool for me to hear it for him. I know he's got a lot of family out here. Didn't even realize it till these last couple of days. You just get caught up in how the week is, but when he told me he had some guys coming, it's always cooler when you can play like that, and especially with the scare with the injury, but to finish the game with people chanting your name in the stands is about as cool as it can get.
Kyle Shanahan has been saying for a few weeks now that, wait till what happens when I turn those deflections into interception. In what ways has he maybe taken his game to another level this year? Like, what have you seen?
Him all week, from his injury last week, just be battling to get back for this game. I was impressed with that. I didn't, considered him a long shot early in the week, and he kept saying he wasn't. And then the way he did it, got out there on Friday and was good to go. Was so cool of him. I think he's not hesitating on anything. He's running through the ball. He's getting his hands up. Usually that's the first step in knocking balls down, which he does as good as anyone on the planet right now. And when it's cool because he says it, but when you knock that many balls down, running through them, eventually you're going to try to catch a couple. And today was the first time I really saw him try to do that, and he did it early in the game and got that pick six. And then the next one that went to him, it just looks like they stick to his hands now. So that was cool to kind of do that first one, and hopefully there'll be many more to come.
I know Wishnowski has 20+ miles an hour on that touchdown return. Does that surprise you? Like, were you surprised at his speed on that return?
No, he can run. He can run, and he hit it like he was running, so that doesn't surprise me at all.
Obviously, you guys were without Armstead and Cartwright, but what was going on with the left defense?
I mean, I thought, just looking at it live, thought we missed way too many tackles today, which, and give them credit. They got a bunch of guys that are hard to tackle. I mean, obviously their quarterback is as tough as it gets, but they're skill players. They all can run. They're fast. They're back. They got a bunch of guys who create that stuff, but it was disappointing on the missed tackles. Always when you add in the running element of a quarterback, that gets some too. But we definitely didn't play the run good enough today, which I think was pretty obvious. But we came here with one thing on our mind, and that was to get a win, and that's what we got done. And now we got to make sure to clean that stuff up.
Brock and Christian have both been mentioned highly in the MVP conversations. I know you addressed that last week. Your thoughts on those two elite players and how you would differentiate?
I don't have to differentiate, thank goodness. But I mean, there's been around a couple MVPs probably in my career, and these two are it's the most obvious thing to me. I mean, obviously I might be biased being on their team, but I don't think so. Just gotta, like I said last week, all you got to do is look at numbers, or you got to look at the film, and whichever one you say is more important to you. I think it's extremely obvious, and if they're both important to you, then it should make it even that much stronger. But those guys are playing pretty good.
Coach, defense did get some good pressure, sort of stood up, gave them field goals and not touchdowns. What can you say about the defense and how it played, and wasn't particularly Speaker's defensive coordinator, because it's something of a homecoming for him too?
It's funny because I didn't think about that until you just said that. So maybe you'd have to ask him. But it's we talked about it a lot all week. They have too many good players. They run a really good scheme. There was going to be times that they got us, without a doubt. And our whole deal was when they get us, you just don't stop, hold them to field goals, and we feel we can survive the day. And I think we did that for the most part. Not to mention we got a pick six, which was huge. And I know the stat board doesn't look great, but our defense was a big reason why we won today too.
Last one, guys.
Christian, I can listen, before 5 snaps on the same drive where Purdy got hurt, he was feeling his knee and everything. Were you aware of what was going on? I mean, it's unusual for him to miss more than 1 snap at a time. Did you know what was happening?
Yeah, I always know when he's on the field and not.
Right.
Yeah.
But did you know he was possibly dealing with an injury?
Yeah, I did.
How did that make you feel?
I mean, I wasn't excited, but I mean, when there's a play clock going and you got to call plays, there's not that much time to think about it. You just want to know when he's out, and I think he took a few off. And sometimes when he takes a couple off to rest something, and it's never that he can't go back in. He wants to go back in. It's just we're kind of patient depending on what we're doing and trying our hardest to give other people opportunities, but it's extremely hard to do that with him. All right, guys. Thanks.
Head on forwards, so everybody knows I'm a champion. what do you come away with this feeling? I mean, you gave up a lot of rushing yards, but you guys got the win, so from a defensive perspective,
Right. Mixed emotions for sure. The number one thing, don't ever want to take away from a win, first and foremost, especially, winning in the division in week 15. I mean, back-to-back years, that's big time. And that's the standard now, I remember last year, I got in front of the team and I said, we won the division, man, these don't come around often. Let's make sure we cherish this. And I immediately, regretted saying that because I'm like, man, no, like this is the standard. It's not doesn't come around. Like, this is the standard now. And so, on the topic of standard, defensively, we have a standard here. And today, obviously, we didn't live up to that standard, and so we got to make sure we come back and go to work this week because we got a team coming in who loves to run the football, and they do it really well. So we got to be better.
What did you see? Why was the run defense struggling so much?
Just missed tackles. Missed tackles. I look at myself. I look at, I'm always going to point the finger at myself first and foremost, and I got to be the standard for everybody else. And then if we do miss a tackle, we got to make sure guys are getting to the football to get them down. Too many explosive runs, and then that's honestly what sticks out the most.
I know you guys have been dying for a defensive touchdown, and Charlier's got one today. No lateral needed. How nice was it to finally break through there, and what did you think of the way he's playing there?
Oh, yeah, that was amazing. We needed that, especially in that moment. Big-time play by him. And he's been playing at an all-pro. Oh, here we go, Nick Bosa. Get on in there, buddy. Looking like a champion. He's been playing at an all-pro level all season, leading the league in PBUs. But, he's been kind of talking about how he needed to get those interceptions to really, lock it down. And so to have 2 today, 1 for a touchdown, can't speak enough to how amazing he's been playing and needed him big time today.
Fred, is that where this defense can take another step here down the stretch of the season into the postseason by putting points on the board?
That'd be great if we can continue to do that. But I think at the end of the day, we gotta hone in on the fundamentals. All that scoring touchdowns and stuff is great, but if we can't tackle and stop the run, then the touchdown doesn't matter. We just got to play fundamentally sound defense.
With all that said, what's your reaction to being an NFC West champ?
Man, I'm excited. That was the goal coming in, and that's the goal every season. That's the standard here with the Niners, and so really proud of the team. The way that we've played all season long, performed, and bounced back from adversity to be able to win the division is huge.
That's good.
Thanks, guys.
So, Nick, what exactly happened to you where you had to come out for a snap?
I think it was kind of after the play. Somebody got thrown into my foot, but the foot's fine.
How do you feel after this game where, the defense didn't play, I'm sure, as well as you guys wanted to, but yet you come out of this with the win in the division?
I mean, we get everybody's best shot, and they have a very good team that's getting better every week. We knew it was going to be a dogfight throughout the whole game, and we were missing some guys, and I was happy with how some of the interior guys stepped up. We didn't expect a perfect game. We knew they were going to make plays. There's a few, I'm sure, on tape that we'd like to have back, but at this juncture, we are trying to win out, obviously, and that's the main goal.
Joe Barry has got his hands on a lot of balls today, turned them into interceptions. What have you seen from him just in terms of maybe the performances he's putting every week?
Same thing you guys have been seeing. He's playing, I think I said a couple weeks ago, all-pro level. He had 2 today. Yeah, so the stats don't always tell the whole story, but I'm very happy that he was able to get that. He deserves it. He's a top corner in the league, no doubt.
Show you something today too. He's questionable all week. Wasn't practicing.
Right. Yeah, and whenever he comes out, we know there's the people on our team. You're not going to come out of a game unless you're compromised, and I think he was last week, but he was able to come back. It wasn't too serious. And I was joking with him. I was like, I'm sure you're happy you came back this week. He was pushing through it. Everybody's pushing through a lot at this time of year. The NFL gets a little bit sloppy, but we just need to. Everybody needs to be ready for their opportunity, and I think we have a lot of guys, a lot of depth who are ready to play at a starter level.
When Brock was on the ground after he got hit, what was your feelings? Were you watching on the bench?
I didn't see he was down, but I saw Darnold in there, which I'm very confident in him. He prepares like a starter every week. He looked good in there for a little bit. But yeah, I definitely was holding my breath.
Nick, you faced Kyler a few times. First time since his surgery. Was it a vintage Kyler out there, or?
I think he's playing a little different style than he's used to, a different scheme. And I think he's getting the hang of it pretty well, sitting in the pocket a little bit more, going through his reads. And that sometimes happens with injuries. You have to adjust because if you're running too much in this league, you're going to get hit. But I told him after the game he looks great, and the knee's going to continue to progress. That's just how it is. The first year is managing and a lot of extra work that just to be ready to play. But I think he looks really, really good. I think his recovery went really, really well, and I'm happy for him.
That's good. Thanks.
Thanks.
Man, the crazy thing is we practiced that, and in my head I'm like, yo, no way, like this is gonna be this wide open. But I came around and seen nobody, and Kyle put that in, and normally when he puts stuff in, it works.
Were you supposed to kind of just be, acting like you weren't a big part of that?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely was part of the play of going across and not being as fast to draw a little attention and just be lazy a little bit, and it worked.
That part of your acting skills and that.
Got a little acting skill, a little bit, just a little bit.
On the other side of the ball, I mean, Trevor scored. Did he look like he was about to break one, and now he has 2 interceptions?
Man, it's so crazy. I hope y'all get to talk to him. But right before the game, bro, I'm like, yo, it's about time for you to get you a pick. Like, I'm tired of seeing PBUs. And, man, I said you're going to take one about 90. It wasn't 90 yards, but it was close to it. He hit that like he just caught a screen, and he went and got in the end zone. And you see me, I put my helmet on so I don't get a penalty, of course. But and just run down there and meet him in the end zone. Hi, Christian.
What's up, dude?
Debo, what's your reaction to being NFC West champions?
Oh, man, it's just one step to getting where we want to be. We got to continue to stack these days, and we got a good opponent coming up on Christmas.
When Brock went down in the second quarter, Debo, what was the feeling of like, on the field?
I think my feeling was a little different because, as you see, he was down. I'm standing over him like, bro, what is wrong with you? What's going on? He's just like, I got a little stinger. I'm like, all right, we'll be all right. So, and I knew he was coming back in the game, so I wasn't too much worried about it.
Do you think Brock is the MVP of the league?
I think he got a good chance of winning it with the way he's playing right now for us. And, if that happens, it happens. But our main goal is to continue to stack these games, stack these wins, and get to the Super Bowl.
A tougher game for the defense today. Do you like the responsibility on the offensive side to get more points on the board?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Kind of like last week, we kind of started off slow and the defense had our back. So whenever they back against the wall, we got their back as well and try to go out there and put up many points as we can.
Debo, you and Christian are the first duo in NFL history to have at least 5 rushing and receiving touchdowns each in the same season. I know you guys have been waiting to get that opportunity to show what you can do when you're both rolling. How hard is it to stop you guys?
It's just so crazy that y'all keep up with all that stuff. I don't know anything about it. but yeah, man, it's just crazy. Just the things that he can do out wide and the things I can do in the backfield is just crazy. Like, it's intangible, and you never know if I'm back there, if I'm going to get the ball, or we back there together. You never know where it's going.
Even just your 3 games in a row, multi-touchdown games, do you feel like you're playing your best ball here down the
Oh, yeah, for sure. But it's a lot of things that we need to work on, especially today for me in the run game. It was just a lot of moving parts, missed a couple blocks that could have sprung Christian free, and we take pride in that. So I got to get in there and just see ways that I can continue to work on that.
All right, thank you.
It's a pretty tight room.
You take up quite a bit of space.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah, these guys are going to go together, sorry.
Yeah, I was invited my boy, if y'all don't mind. This is Robin Big. Just looking for meatball.
Christian, I was talking about, somewhat jokingly, but I guess a little serious. You've explained to him, like, your injuries in Carolina, they were like wear and tear. They weren't like you got worn down late in the season. I guess I understand we might be a sensitive topic for you, but like, how much did that piss you off when you got maybe an injury prone late those years?
It definitely pisses you off, but you miss games. That's part of the game, when you miss games, and you just got to stay on the field. So obviously it pissed me off, but I didn't think it was necessarily wrong. I needed to get on the field. I missed a lot of games in Carolina, so it was what it was. But I had confidence in myself that I was going to bounce back.
Christian, have you ever had enough time to catch a touchdown pass, fall down, and then get back up?
No, that was the first. That was the first for me. I didn't see the ball. I felt like an idiot backpedaling like that for so long. I didn't see the ball till like halfway in the air, and I was just happy we connected. And Brock made a great play of scrambling and sticking with it.
Trent, where were you on that play?
I actually had a good vantage point.
You saw the ball, I suppose.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't see the ball, but I did see him backpedaling, and I was surprised he had time to fall on his face and get back up and run in the end zone. So yeah.
Trent, where do you think this offense is right now as far as where you're playing ceiling is for you guys?
You know, the ceiling is, who knows where the ceiling is, but, you know, as long as we can come in here and take it one game at a time. I mean, we got so many playmakers. The offense should move the ball. We shouldn't be surprised by that. But, you know, I still think we got some ways to go before we can say we've arrived. But I do think the weapons we have, you know, obviously my guy to my right, you know, obviously George, Brock, Debo, Ayuk, Juice. I mean, the list goes on. So the offense should move the ball. But, you know, I think we still have a step that we can go. We still can get better.
Christian, you've had big games against a lot of teams, but did the Cardinals piss you off or something? Like 7 touchdowns, you get a lot of big numbers against them. Why do you have so much successes?
Sometimes it's just the way it goes. You know, you don't really know what games you're going to have, you know, big games. That's why, you know, kind of like Trent said, it's just really just try to approach it one game at a time, one snap at a time, you know, and then whatever happens at the end happens. But, you know, it's just the way it's gone this year.
When Brock came back into the game after he got knocked out, he threw the touchdown pass to you and stuff. But what was the concern level when he was down, and then how fast was it back to being business as usual?
I mean, he's tough as hell. So for us, you know, once he said I'll be good, that's when I think everybody calmed down a little bit. It was just a matter of time before he got back in there.
Huge homecoming for him, obviously. He, of course, was, as usual, in the huddle and on field, or a little extra.
He's normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same guy.
Christian, Kyle has told the story of how he thought when they traded for you, you couldn't play against the Chiefs just because it was too much of a time crunch. He talked to you, and then he told John Lynch, like, I guess he's going to play. Like, do you remember your sales pitch?
I just said I was ready to go. You know, I can learn, you know, a package of plays pretty quickly. You know, so I told him I'm ready to go. You know, I would like to play. It was my preference to play in that game, and kudos to him for allowing me to do that.
How much of that was, obviously you want to play every week, but like you just don't want to miss games anymore?
Yeah, it was a goal of mine, playing every game, suit up for every game, and finish every game, and so that was important to me.
Was your knee getting cranky on you during the game? What was going on?
I'm fine. It was just a little, you know, stuff that goes on during the game.
Is there a feeling that it's very exciting, obviously, that you won the NFC West, but there's still a long way to go, and you want to keep excited?
I think she's talking to you.
Me? I don't know. Yeah, I think obviously winning the division is very important. You know, it's a big step for us, and but to your point, I think everybody knows where we want to be, and we know that each week you have to bring your best ball. We're going to get everybody's best shot. So the standards got to continue to rise, and practice meetings, and then obviously for the 3 hours on Sunday.
Trent, sorry to put you in a bad spot.
No, you good.
But there's talk of like, well, Brock could be MVP, and you know, Christian could be MVP.
I know you're not asking me that question. We might as well go to the next one. You're not about to put me in that one.
Hey, he's got my vote.
Let's spin it this way, though, Trent. Let's spin it this way. What does it mean to have 2 MVP candidates?
I mean, it means the offense is playing really well. I mean, we got the best running back in the NFL, so for him to get MVP consideration, I mean, I think that's his just due. And same way with Brock. Brock's been playing his butt off, so for him to be in a conversation as a teammate, I couldn't be more proud of both of these guys. And, you know, my job is to try to continue to help them have success. And, you know, I mean, who cares? Long as we can bring that trophy back to Santa Clara, you know, that's all I'm worried about.
All right, guys. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, man. Brock, can you kind of take us through when you went down and your level of concern in the immediate aftermath?
Yeah, I mean, I'd never had one before, so, you know, when I got hit, you know, I probably could have, you know, popped up with someone, you know, to grab my arm and pull me up, but I was like, all right, yeah, this is my first time having it. Just based off of what my teammates and guys that I've played with, how they explained to Stinger, I was like, this is definitely how I'm feeling, you know. It was on my left side, so just laid there for a sec, sort of let it, calm down and stuff, and then was able to get up, go to the tent, and then, from there I got better. Literally, as time went on, it just started going away, and that's why I was able to get back in there mid-drive. So. Yeah, I did, but at that point, I'm just more concerned about my body and stuff. So that was cool, hearing the support from everybody. That was pretty cool.
Brock, so much has been said about Christian. I don't know if you run out of stuff, but I mean, when it comes to his toughness, he played through the oblique and just as much as he touches the ball and the punishment he takes. I mean, have you learned to appreciate kind of his ruggedness? Maybe this season, just since you've been around him.
Yeah. I'm the guy that hands him the ball off, and then I turn back and watch, sort of what he does, bouncing off guys, making cuts, twisting off guys when you got all these guys holding on to him. So I just see, the beating that he takes and just his grit to continue to drive his legs and get extra yards and inches, and then goes off to the sideline and he's immediately, using Theraguns and moving his body, just nonstop moving. And so, but we all respect it, man. Like, he's the guy that does it all. And then we put him out in the slot and throw him a ball, and he just does everything. He's smart. And so, like I've said it before, man, we definitely, look up to him and his toughness, and he sets the standard, and we follow his lead.
You're at the point now where you're not surprised when he gets 10 yards on a 5-yard block play and 15 on a 10-yard block play?
Yeah. I mean, when he does it still sort of blows my mind. But at the same time, I'm like, that's Christian. He's done that time and time again. And, to see him continue to do that and then get back in the huddle and then go run a route and catch the ball and have an explosive, it's like, dude, this is crazy. So definitely thankful and blessed to be playing with him.
Rock, earlier you hit Debo. He's obviously wide open for the touchdown. The next one to McCaffrey, the deep one, he was also very wide open. Is that one where you are trying not to miss him? Like, do you have to, when someone's that open, gauge a little different?
Yeah, I mean, it was, sort of just like a off-schedule play, a bounce out of the pocket, and then I see him go down the field. And at that point, I didn't know, is he going to, continue to run straight? Is he turning to me? And so I just sort of put it up in the air, and, man, he did a good job tracking it down, catching it, and then getting up and scoring. So sort of a tough, moment right then and there of what to do with where the ball should be, but we got it done.
Brock, you just gave a great description of Christian and what he means to the team. What's your case for him to be MVP?
Dude, I think Christian should be MVP. I really do believe that. He does everything for us, runs the ball well, can catch the ball. He does everything. And so, in my eyes, that's an MVP.
What do you think when your name's in the conversation?
I mean, I'm honored. But, man, I think, I have a great team, a great team around me and guys willing to make plays and stuff. So I'm trying to do my part and help our team win. And I'm very honored to hear it. But I think we just have an MVP team overall. So, yeah.
Could you imagine coming back here for the Fiesta Bowl, winning, coming back here to play against the Cardinals tonight, winning?
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to even think about from where you've come from.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a special game for me. Obviously, coming home and stuff. I came back here for the Fiesta Bowl, but that was in COVID, so there wasn't that many people watching, just family and friends. But now to come back and have a whole stadium, and it felt like a game that, in high school I'd come and watch the Cardinals, and it felt like that. Now I'm playing on that field. It was so cool. So definitely something I'll look back on in life and be very thankful for.
How many folks you have today?
I don't even know the number. Yeah, I only got tickets just for my family, just because there's so many people in my life, hit me up for all that stuff. It was crazy. So I just stuck with my family, but I know a lot of people in my life that came, and I'm very thankful for them and their support.
Did you have to tell your parents that you were okay right away after the first chance you could? That popped up all right?
Yeah, I haven't talked to them yet. So, but I mean, they saw me go back in that drive and then score a touchdown and stuff. So I'm sure they know I'm good.
Did it feel like business as usual once you got back in there? I mean, you did find Christian in the end zone. It's like, okay, we're back.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to go in there acting like it was a movie scene and all that stuff happened. It was more about, all right, I'm back in here. Let's actually read out the defense. What are we trying to do? And that's what we're trying to do. Just put up points, and saw Christian in the end zone on a play and got it done.
Ross, this team has a big picture in mind, but how do you go about the mindset of just celebrating these milestones along with the NFC West crown?
Yeah, I mean, it's easy, to get caught up on, all right, we have to do this, the big goal, the big picture, and we should always have that in mind. But, man, I think all of us, we don't want to just get to the end and miss out on the whole process. We're still trying to enjoy the season, the games, the little moments. I think guys here have played long enough, and they understand, how to do that. And then obviously, lock in. We're on the team that we're supposed to be playing next, So enjoying the little moments and things like that. But, obviously it's the next game up, and we got to win.
This is cheesy, so I apologize in advance, but you said you didn't want it to feel like a movie scene. Does this last year ever feel a little bit like a movie to you?
I mean, if you just look at the whole grand scheme of it, right, being drafted last and all that, I mean, I guess people could start saying stuff about movies and stuff. But, man, for me, I'm just taking it one day at a time. I'm playing football. I've dreamed of being able to play in the NFL, and I got a great team around me, and that's just where I'm at, and just trying to enjoy every day.
So. A lot of 13 jerseys out there, Harry Puma signs out there. Yep. Anything that you want to say to the Valley and just like how special it is to you?
Yeah, I mean, to come home and have everybody, from high school, Perry and Queen Creek, Gilbert, to come to the game and support like they have, and it means everything to me. I've always dreamed of being able to come home and play in front of everybody, and just because of how much I know that they have my back and support me. And so I hope I was able to give them a good game, and I appreciate all that they've done for me in my life.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Woody Ward's our last one.
Podium in a long time.
At what point did you think that you'd be able to play in this game?
I knew all along I was playing, Just had to take a couple of days off to get my legs back underneath me. And I think by like Thursday when I was working out with the trainers and everything, I was like, yeah, I'm for sure going to go. A lot of people was telling me rest, because they thought the Cardinals was a lesser opponent, but I didn't think about it like that. I know they're a division opponent that was going to play us hard, so I was like, I had to come out here and, do my thing.
Do you almost feel a little fresher? I mean, you was just saying, you look like him taking
Yeah, most definitely. I had fresh legs, man. I missed all of the Seahawks game outside of 3 or 4 plays, and I didn't practice at all to Friday, and Friday kind of like a walkthrough, so I really didn't run full speed all week or, dating back to last Sunday against the Seahawks, so definitely fresh legs helped me out a lot.
What did it mean to get your first touchdown in your career, correct? What did that mean to you?
It mean everything, man. I had a big smile on my face, probably for the whole first half after that touchdown, man. Great. I feel like I made a great play, man. Thank God, first of all, 2 picks, first time they ever happened in my career, even high school and college and junior college. So definitely happy and thankful for that.
You said a couple weeks ago that you wanted to take the passes defended and turn them into interceptions. Mm-hmm. What have you been doing differently to make that happen?
Just working, being on the judge. And this week I caught some balls from Sam Darnold, from a quarterback that throw the ball hard, It's different when a quarterback throwing the ball to you rather than your coach throwing the ball to you, It's a different spin on it. So caught some balls from Sam Darnold and probably going to do that every week now, for sure.
And take us through the pick six.
Yeah, so it was cover 3, tight end, 85 McBride. I saw him kind of like running over. If he would have continued to go, I would have to let him go. But as soon as he sat down, like he turned into my man. And as soon as he sat down, I kind of like I just drove on it and Kyler threw the ball kind of late. I caught it and I didn't break stride.
When did you realize you were going to be able to go all the way?
I think I just said I kind of knew all along. But Thursday kind of like guaranteed it for me. Oh, you talking about when I caught the ball? Oh, as soon as I caught it, I saw nothing but the end zone.
You hit almost 21 miles an hour.
Almost 21? That's all?
20.6.
That's all.
How's that right for you? Is that
I feel like I was sliding though. All my teammates told me I was moving, so I was running pretty fast.
Are you at all thinking like I have a growing injury? Is this
Nah. Once I'm out there, you got to be 100%. If you show them you hurt, they're gonna try to target you a little bit more. So I was out there. I felt like I felt good all day.
Last week, some of your defensive teammates were talking about we have not scored a touchdown on defense.
Yeah.
I mean, that seemed to be a big deal to you guys.
Yep.
I mean, were guys like, thank you.
Yeah. Coach Wilson been emphasizing that all year, man. Score on D, and thankful to God that I was the first defensive player to get us a touchdown this season, man. Like I said, it feel good, real good feeling. I got to stay humble, keep working, and try to get better and better.
Any pick sixes in college?
Nah, I never scored in my career. Nope. Not even much high school. Nope. High school, junior college, Division I. Pop Warner. I played 1 year. I was quarterback at Pop Warner, so I scored almost every game Pop Warner. So hopefully this is not my last one. In the NFL.
What was your Pop Warner's team name?
The Wolves. It was the Wolves.
Wolves of what city?
Berglund. Berglund is like a neighborhood in Macomb, Mississippi. It's where I'm from.
Okay, you spell that? I'm sorry, Dave.
Berglund, Bruglund.
Okay, they're back.
Berglund.
How old were you?
Pop Warner, what, first, second grade? She 6, 7, 8, something like that. I don't know. It was a long time ago, though.
And what's your social security?
Appreciate it.
Appreciate that.